Hey guys, it's me, the Amazing World of Autistic Fanboy 2002 here, back at you with a review on the Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, before you judge me in the comments saying, "Hey Amazing World of Autistic Fanboy 2002, I thought you did a review on this." Yeah, but that review aged poorly. But I'm gonna do a redo review because I didn't get much detail of the Mandalorian and Grogu because I didn't want to spoil it for my uncle. If my uncle's watching this is a surprise to him. So, the Mandalorian and Grogu tells the story about the Mandalorian and his sidekick who are on a mission to capture Rotter the Hutt and bring him to the Twin Huts. And then things don't quite as planned, and Mandalorian backstabs the Twin Huts because all they did was I've forgotten. Sorry, I'm describing the plot wrong because I've only seen the film one time. So in the beginning, you have the Mandalorian and Grogu attacking the snow base with the Imperial Army and the Imperial commander that he has to kill, which is an Imperial war criminal. And he says, "For the Galactic Empire." I think that's the quote. And then he manages to get on an ATPT, which you may recognise the one in Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars series. And they have to take down the AT-AT walkers, which you know them in The Empire Strikes Back, like the one in Hoth, where they have to take down the AT-AT walkers with snow speeders with the harpoon and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a bit like that, but he didn't use a snow speeder, he used an ATPT, which he stole from a ATPT driver, and they managed to take down two of the AT-AT walkers, and they had to take down the Imperial war criminal from escaping, and then only to find out that the AT-AT walker has been detonated with bombs. And the good thing is Mando and Grogu managed to escape, and then they're on a mission to capture Rotter the Hutt, which is the Twin Hutt's son, I believe. And then he has to embark this mission to capture Rotter the Hutt, but it wasn't going to be easy. And then they were in the arena, and you have the creatures which look like the ones from the Millennium Falcon chess in Episode 4, A New Hope, from 1977, when he was playing the chess part. And those are the creatures that are recognisable from Episode 4, A New Hope. But these aren't the ones that you know from... yeah, they are. But there were holograms of the actual creatures. And then they had to find that Imperial war criminal on a different planet. And then he kills one of the officers and then catches the war criminal. And then Mandalorian went to this planet where the Twin Hutts are, and then all of a sudden he gets captured by the bounty hunter, and then all of a sudden the Twin Hutts realise that he betrayed them because they wanted Rotter the Hutt, but he decided to deny that order, and then all of a sudden he gets thrown into a pit, but it isn't a Rancor pit, it's more like a dragon snake pit, which you may recognise the one in Empire Strikes Back when it ate R2-D2. And of course, the Clone Wars. Yeah, a bit like that. Yeah, but in Empire Strikes Back, you never see the dragon snake's actual body. You just see its back and tail and all that stuff. But thankfully, Mandalorian managed to escape, but all of a sudden he was wounded by the droids. And then the good thing is Grogu managed to heal him and he came back. And then the final battle is where they had to destroy the Twin Hutt's palace, and then Mandalorian and Grogu and Rotter gets captured, and they manage to rescue Rotter. I really like the bit where he fights those two giant droids. The animation for them were pretty much stop motion, like you see in a Ray Harryhausen movie, like Jason the Argonauts, Sinbad trilogy. Yeah, or any Ray Harryhausen film you could think of. because the stop motion effects on those big droids were absolutely sick right there. And they managed to take one of them down, two down, I should say, and then they managed to defeat the twin Hutts when they fell into the dragon snake pit, and thankfully he got eaten. They got eaten by them, and then they managed to escape the palace, which was about to explode. And then the movie ends when Mandalorian and Grogu. I've forgotten what the ending was, but overall, it was a decent Star Wars movie. Not the best Star Wars film, but still nothing special. But I had a fun time watching this. I find it way more watchable than the sequel trilogy. So, yeah, to be honest, I'm not a fan of the sequel trilogy. But if you guys out there that do like the sequel trilogy, then I can handle your opinion on the sequel trilogy. But anyhow, that's all I have to say. Thank you. Hope you enjoy my redo review on Mandalorian and Grogu. And I'll see you on my next review on The Amazing Digital Circus. Yeah, I saw Amazing Digital Circus the last act, but I'm not going to give away spoilers, okay? So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.